Hi, I'm Coach Jamie Dreyer from Overhaul Training, and in this video I'm going to show you how to release trigger points from your middle trapezius using a pure wave and a tennis ball. Then I'll show you how you can use either a stretch or a strengthening exercise to get healthy length back into that same muscle group. You see, what's kind of interesting about the middle trap is that depending on your everyday activities and your posture, the muscle can be either tight or taut. Let me show you what I mean with that. Most people know what I mean when I say muscles tight, meaning short and contracted. When I talk about my middle trap being tight, seeing as the main job is to pull the shoulder blades back, it's going to look something like this, right? This could occur because somebody feels like they want to have a very upright, military-like posture. But when I say the muscle is taut, it has the exact opposite meaning. And this is going to be quite popular in people with a forward shoulder posture, meaning the shoulders are pulled way forward, and this could be because they spend a lot of time on the computer, a lot of time driving, or a lot of time doing pressing and not enough pulling. And what you end up with is an imbalance. And in this circumstance, the pec is what's tight, pulling the shoulder blades forward, and then therefore overstretching the middle trapezius to the point where there's tension in them and they are taut. Get the difference now, right? Good. Now, fortunately, no matter if your muscle has trigger points because it is tight or taut, you're still going to start off with your pure wave to release those trigger points. This is how I like to do that. Using the point stick on your pure wave, there's going to be two spots where there'll be trigger points in your middle trapezius that you want to look for. The first is up high and out, right on this outside point of your shoulder blade. There's a nice little sweet spot there where the muscles attach. You'll feel it when you get to it. Now, the other spot that you're going to want to look for is actually on the inside of the shoulder blade and kind of high, right around there. Using the point stick with the pure wave on those two trigger points actually feels pretty gentle. Even though it's cranked up as high as I could take it, it was more like relaxing and kind of easing into the muscle rather than being terribly intense. But if you were looking to be a little bit more aggressive, read between the lines, deal with pain, you could use a tennis ball, put it on the floor, and then using a lot of your body weight, lie on it to get into those trigger points. They're two very different approaches, and they're going to have very different feelings depending on your pain threshold. If you're dealing with a middle trapezius that's tight, you're going to want to go ahead and stretch it. And the best way that I like to do this is I find myself seated. I'm going to grab my knees, and slowly I'm going to try and push my upper middle back. So this is, now you see myself going into that forward shoulder posture that I described earlier, intentionally. So we're getting a nice stretch into that muscle, and I'm going to go ahead and drop my head. On this one, you can do a P&F, contract, relax, but I actually really like to just kind of breathe into it. Each inhalation, I'm breathing into my upper back, and it looks like so. On the flip side, if I'm the person who already has the forward shoulder posture and I need to strengthen my middle traps to get them back more, to correct the posture, then the way I'm usually going to do this is using a W exercise. So putting your arms in the shape of a W, I'm then going to lean over, bending at the hips, keeping a nice flat back, elbows come together, and then I bring them back and squeezing my shoulder blades. Remember I told you the main action of the shoulder, of the mid traps, is to pull your shoulder blades together and a little bit up. So I can go ahead and do this without any weight for a while. And when this starts to feel like it's too easy, I can then start holding small weights in my hands. You only need a few pounds, maybe 5, then 8, and eventually maybe if you get really good, you could build up to 10. But the idea isn't to go really heavy. The idea is to make sure that you get a really good full range of motion, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Because if you're cranking a lot of weight, but you're just kind of moving the arms and the shoulder blades aren't actually pulling back and together, then you're not really accomplishing the task that you set out for. Now, one little thing you might want to add is if you find it difficult to get those shoulders back because you've got all this restriction and you're tight, then you also might want to focus on releasing the pec major and stretching that so you can actually have the room to get a full contraction and then strengthen your middle trapezius. I'm Coach Jamie Dreyer from Overhaul Training, and that's how I like to get trigger points and healthy length back into a middle trapezius. I'll see you in the next video.